Thanks, man.
So when did you come to this place?
So I've been here since 2008, and the studio itself has been around since 2006.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was it like when you got here?
So it was a lot different than this, that's for
Yeah.
sure. We used to have this really weird like wraparound desk thing that kind of took up a lot of space, and we had a really small, the like AWS SSL 900 series in here. So, you know, which sounds great, and we have like the updated 924 in our B studio next door. But yeah, it was just like a little bit more of a cave. It was like all like red and black wall on the walls. And, yeah, it was just really, really dank and dark in here. And then around like 2012, 2013, sold the SSL and got our Neeve. This is a custom series. It was built in 1972 for the South African Broadcasting Company.
Wow.
And yeah, so got 24 channels of 1081s in there.
That is amazing.
I know, it's beautiful. I love it. Love it.
And then you got the military 1/4-inch patch bay and the TTs.
Oh yeah, try to get a
fun.
best of both worlds.
Yeah.
Cabling is not my favorite thing, but you know, we make do.
What kind of computers in here?
So we have a Mac Mini, and we're running Pro Tools Ultimate right now.
All right. And that's a Lynx?
Yeah, I got the Lynx, the new Aurora N, 24 in and 24 out, as well as a old school 192, just for that extra 8 in, 16 out, as well as a Crane Song mastering converter stereo.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's fun, man. How do you like running on this board?
Oh, it's great. You know, I was thinking about this earlier. It's like, dang, 1972, exactly 50 years old. So like, you know, still a little fickle every now and then, but as anybody is at 50, but she still sounds great.
What do we got? You have some extra stuff on here, right?
Yeah, I got some 2264 compressors on there, inboard, 6 of them.
6?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which also sound killer.
That's amazing. What are these, the Amphions?
Yeah, the Amphion 118s. We had, you know, NS10s for such a long time, and like they were fine as NS10s are, you know, but finally just like, I don't know, the low end is so much better on these and the top end is more clear, and yeah, and then got the big Mackie HR 824s just as kind of the, you know, jam them real loud on.
Sure, yeah, those are awesome.
Yeah.
What kind of projects are you primarily doing in here?
A lot of rock bands, indie, alternative, you know, kind of Austin rock, I guess, whatever that means to anybody. So, yeah. But then, you know, got a lot of different stuff, honestly, kind of all over the map, whatever comes through the door.
Okay, so you're doing a lot of live band tracking. Are people playing simultaneously? Is it kind of overdub?
A little bit of both. I like to try as much as possible to get, you know, as many people playing at the same time. And like, we have enough ISO booths in the live room out there to like isolate everybody for the most part, so you can still get that live feel and then punch in and overdub as needed. But as you know, it's just like, if everybody can play together, the feel is just so much better.
Yeah.
You know?
Are you, I see tape, we got an 827?
Yeah, I got the 827, 24 track, and then got a mix down deck of the ATR 102 as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, and still get to use tape pretty frequently, you know, not as much as I'd like to, but it's just limitations and stuff doesn't always work for every project, but whenever we can, I like to try and hit tape as much as possible.
You said there's some booths?
Yep, got a couple booths, a little ISO booth there and one upstairs that are both tied into the live room, so we can just plug into the wall and, you know, have it going.
That's great.
And then, yeah, there's a little ISO booth right here for usually like scratch vocals or main, you know, if you want to try and get them live, or an amp or whatever. And then the live room straight out there.
Amazing outboard gear here.
We have a pretty decent selection, for sure.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
When did you start engineering?
2007 was when I started.
Oh,
so like, I went to audio school at the Conservatory of Recording Arts and Sciences, Crafts. And pretty much right out of school, I got an internship at this studio. This was actually the only studio to call me back about an internship.
Nice.
Yeah, back in 2008, or like late 2007, 2008. And yeah, you know, just did the intern thing, going on coffee runs and giving people rides to and from the studio and just taking out trash and cleaning bathrooms and slowly slowly worked my way up, and now I'm like the kind of the head engineer and studio manager and head producer and all the good stuff. So
That's awesome. How did this outboard gear collection come to fruition? Was there some of it here and it kind of evolved?
yeah, it's as you know, it's like a constant evolving process. You know, get
Yeah.
a couple pieces here or there, and you know, build some things and acquire some stuff, sell some stuff to get other things, and
Sure.
yeah, and so I've just built it up through the years, and you know, got a lot of goodies to play with. No shortage of knobs to turn.
Let's tease some of this stuff. What are you using on the input side a lot? Or are you?
Yeah, I try. You know, kind of depends. I always hate that answer because
Yeah.
it's like the
No,
go-to,
that's
you know. But
the main answer. It's
yeah,
the best answer.
a lot of times that Manly Varimu like stays on my overheads. You know, like 4038s through that guy on
Oh
some
my
overheads.
gosh,
It's like
yeah.
that's so good. And you know, those Pultecs, those the 1As or the 1A3 usually would be like kick and or snare or main vocals, you know. I've really been digging that Manly E-Lop on bass, like both bass DI and amp.
Oh, wow.
Kind of gives a nice congruity between the two.
That's awesome. I've never seen one of those.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It has the high pass side chain as well on it, which
cool.
makes it a lot more usable in a lot of different circumstances. Distressors, usually kick or snare, you know.
Oh, cool.
That EMI, that TG1, pretty much lives on my room mics for drums, at least. And then, I mean, the SSL bus comp is constantly on my mix bus because that's what it's for. you know?
Yeah. Do you like that one? I've never used that X Logic one.
Oh yeah, it's great. It's so smooth. You know? Yeah, and then those 1176s, man, I mean, those just live on vocals for me.
Now, which versions are these? So I'm, for whatever reason, have not a ton of experience on the blue stripes. I guess these are, no, I've used the Uri blue stripes.
Yeah, so that blue stripe is a hairball audio build.
Hairball, okay.
Yeah. And then obviously the 1176 LN, the UA one, which is also very nice.
160s.
Oh yeah, 160s, gotta love them.
And is that the J, the 33609 over there on the left side?
Yeah, down at the bottom, that Neeve 33609J.
That's great.
Which doesn't quite have the same vibe as like
The original?
the original, but
Sure,
it still sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is this thing?
It's an old Ampex pre from one of, and I can't remember the model right off the top of my head, but yeah, all tube from one of those early Ampex machines.
That's awesome.
Luckily got two of those, and
Electronics LA2A.
yeah, the LA2A, the classic.
More Pultecs.
More Pultecs.
What are those, drummer gates?
Yep, a couple of drummers.
Oh, and the Sans amp. That's fun.
Yeah, down there and just kind of hiding out. And I mean, most times, like, those drummers, I'll almost always go to the SSL, like, Dynamics buses instead of the drummers. They're just, like, so much smoother and cleaner. So 6 channels of the SSL Dynamics, and then 2 EQs.
Cool.
Yeah.
And what is it, pre?
Yeah, an old Gates tube pre.
I love that.
Yeah,
No
a lot
case.
of times it's like, a lot of times that's on my like snare bottom or something, or a blown out room mic. So that's one of my favorites. Is the Raytheon. So literally the people that make missiles now.
Yeah.
It's an old 3-to-1 mixer, so it has 3 inputs that sum to 1 output. Yeah, a lot of times I find myself just using 1 channel at a time, mainly because without the ability to flip phase on anything, it's like you kind of have to.
Right. Is this where mics are?
Yep, there's the mic locker back there.
What are some of your, you said you have the Coles?
Yep, Coles 4038s. Have a couple of different AEAs like the R84s, the R92s. Have some M160s as well.
Oh yeah, I love those.
Yeah, and have a pair of Neumann 582s, the tube. We have tube and the solid state versions as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, small diaphragms for both. Have a C12 that's amazing, and an old Manly mic. It's not the reference, but it's called a Manly Longevin.
Okay.
Yeah, which like they don't really make anymore, and they're kind of hard to find.
So what are you throwing in this booth back here most of the time?
Usually just bass. Just got a couple of bass cabs that live back there. Yeah, and like I said, that is tied into the live room out there. So.